Hello, everybody. What is up, and how are you doing tonight? Welcome to another night of live art and cheer. So, I realize that tonight that a lot of people are going live tonight, and also really sorry if I'm going live over somebody. I do realize that my phone that I use for live stream is set on Pacific Standard Time, and my other phone is set on Mountain Standard Time. So sometimes I do mess up time zones, and when people are going live, hey Todd, how you doing? Let me know if you can see this. And tonight is a night full of open panel night, so you're all welcome to come up and join me as I draw live art. Hey Ben, nice to see you. How you doing? And also, later on the stream, I do have a pretty big and exciting announcement, so definitely stay tuned. I'm still trying to figure out StreamYards and how to zoom in with my camera. I forgot I was doing StreamYards, not YouTube tonight, so yeah, and I know it's kind of starting out as a hot mess express, but let's have some fun. See what artistic trouble we can get into. And as a heads up, hey Belinda, it's so good to see you. Let me try zooming in. It's not letting me zoom in. I'm so sorry. Let me try something. If I hold my stuff up closer to the camera, we just draw like that. So as a heads up, going forward for each of my live art streams, if you want a piece of original art shipped to you, send a $5 super chat. Any amount is appreciated, but a $5 super chat, and I'll send you a piece of artwork for my live show. Any piece of art that you want. So, Monic, if you're in here, let me know the best way to contact you because I did get a super chat from you, but I'm still waiting to hear how do I ship you the piece of artwork. Oh yes, Gail says, hey Simon, you sound like you feel better. Please draw a Christmas tree with 3 gifts and make it coffee. Alright, so I draw a Christmas tree with coffee cups after I finish up Bot Simpson. Alright, Ben says to draw the Roger, big booms incoming, Bot Simpson and the Roger. Gonna be one heck of a combination. Also, the link to join the panel is in the description below. Is in the comments actually. So if you would like to join, you're always welcome to come on up and let's party. Yeah, I realized that there's not been a live panel in ages, so I decided that I do want to change that tonight. Here's the Roger. Big booms incoming. Boom, boom, boom. Going on the old Snapchat. Oh, thank you, Ben. And let's draw the Christmas tree for Gail. I have an idea. Let me lower my tripod a little bit. Much better. And there we go. Couldn't zoom in, but we can make some little adjustments here and there. How's everybody's evening going so far? And I can't believe, for those who celebrate, I can't believe that it is actually 6 days away from Christmas. It just felt like, oh, thank you, Gail, for all the beautiful coffee. It felt like I was just trick-or-treating the other day at people, I felt like and in fact, I'm still eating my bucket. In fact, it just feels like I still have a bunch of uneaten Halloween candy. That's what's crazy. And on the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 cups of coffee and a red bowl in the pear tree. So here's the 3 cups of coffee, just for you, Gil. Gotta make them look pretty. What road? Let me try adjusting this tripod. So here it is, the Christmas Gale tree, and I almost forgot to make it a fallen Gale tree. We gotta make it into a unicorn tree. Wakey, 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 that's right. Gotta wake up these machines somehow or another. And Rita Kelly is asking, can you draw an elf? Definitely can draw an elf. One elf coming right up. Here we go. This is what I think an elf looks like. Dang. Come on, you tripod. Walk with me, tripod. Sometimes when I'm like live streaming at everywhere, I do make a lot of grunt and groaning noises when technology begins acting up. I've been having some of the weirdest technological encounters over the last few days, especially working as a cashier. There was this one day where I was on my register and all of a sudden the entire screen dark. Turned out that thing crashed, and we had to wait for it, and we had to reboot it 5 times. But then on the 5th time we tried rebooting it, the whole thing just broke again. So we were down to one register in the entire storm. Everybody was doing the Christmas shopping. And here it is. The unicorn elf. Let's give it some unicorn wings, why not? To make the tree actually fly. Red Bull gives you wings. And he's got to be holding some Red Bull. The only time of year an elf is not complete without at least one can of Red Bull. Oh, thank you. Alright, so here it is. So I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious. What is everybody up to tonight? Does anybody have any special plans for this weekend? For me, I'm working tomorrow, and I do get to see a really close friend, which actually brings so much happiness to me. When I get done working, I'm going to go see my friend. Then I have Sunday off, and then I'm working for 6 days after Sunday. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Another classic. Hey JJ Slot Play, what's up and how are you doing? Winnie the Pooh used to actually be one of my favorite cartoon characters because there was no loud noises or sudden bangs in the entire movie. The reason why I like Winnie the Pooh the most is because of the balloon scene. I used to be fascinated by balloons, so I just found it I always found it amusing when Winnie the Pooh was getting chased by a bunch of bumblebees. Getting chased by a bunch of bumblebees and getting chased by a bunch of bumblebees and trying to escape on his balloon. So that would actually and one of my fondest Disney memories was I was in the Disney shop and there was this plexiglass bumblebee that fell to the floor. It was I actually managed to take it home with me. It was one of the coolest souvenirs I had. Unfortunately, I lost Bumblebee. When I got done with my Winnie the Pooh phase, I lost the Bumblebee, which was a bust. Also, hey Susan, nice to see you. Also, JJ Slot Play, how have the slot machines been treating you? I still got to do the Mighty Cash challenge, where I bet, where I up to bet and see how long I can make $100 last. So I'm thinking the next time I go to Vegas or have access to a casino, I'm going to attempt the Mighty Cash bonus challenge on a live stream. If anybody would be interested in watching that, let me know. I also want to do Gamblers Unknown Dragon Link challenge, where you put a bunch of $1 bills in Dragon Link, and you max bet at $25, and you try to get the lucky chance spin. That is something I really want to try doing. Nice, Jane. Watching soccer on Saturday. Who's winning in the World Cup so far? I've not really paid attention due to my work schedule. But I can't remember if Team USA is still in the running or not. I remember back in 2016 during the Brazil World Cup, just how absolutely devastated I was. Just how devastated everybody was when just how devastated everybody was when Team USA lost. We were watching it on TV, and somehow I think it was like Team Brazil, and somehow Brazil managed to get the last goal. Team USA was like 3-3 the entire time. Jane says Greece and Argentina. France and Argentina. That's going to be an epic show-off, since I hear that both nations are pretty good with their soccer. FIFA World Cup. And what's interesting is the host country of this World Cup series is in a country that is actually smaller than the state of Connecticut, called Qatar. It's actually pretty surprising. It's like really controversial, yet it's really surprising how Qatar managed to get the World Cup, the better host the World Cup. There's this theory that it's like a bunch of bribes. I can't really get into it very much because I don't know very much about what goes on behind the scenes at FIFA. But I do know it's very controversial this year. Usually the World Cup is held in November, but because the temperatures would get to 114, that would become very unsafe to play soccer during the summer time. Hey, Walt Money, nice to see you. So it's definitely really interesting to see during the Macy's Day Parade a FIFA World Cup float. Definitely is lots of bribery, and what I think happened is that FIFA is that during the world is that Qatar was bribing them for millions. How are you doing? What money? If anybody wants to come on up, you're always more than welcome. The link is in the description. The link is in the comments. And also, going forward, if anybody wants a piece of original art, ship to them. I will ship it to them for a $5 super chat. I also just remembered, but I do have an announcement I got to make. An announcement that we've all been waiting for. On January 21st, I'll be holding this event called Slots of Apraxia Awareness, where what I will be doing is I'll be raising awareness about what it's like living as an individual with a speech disability called apraxia. So far, I do have a few channels who have some spots who are going to be going live on January 21st. It is a Saturday, and if anybody else knows anybody who wants to join the event, please let me know. I linked the group in the description below. So that's where you can get more information is on Facebook. I'll be making a separate video with an announcement in case people are unable to watch, in case people were unable to watch the stream tonight. So I'll be making a separate video. Does anybody else have any other art requests? Or I can keep drawing random cartoon characters. No, let's draw an elf playing a slot machine. This is what happens when an elf wins the grand jackpot. And the slot machine gonna be giving him a bunch of candy canes. 777. Lots of fun. Here's Santa Claus as a slot machine. Santa Claus and the slot machine elf. I can't resist this, but I'm drawing the skunk from the Ice Age. It's actually not a skunk, but rather it's like an extinct species. I'm spacing out on the name. It's actually a long-nosed squirrel. He's actually a long-nosed squirrel, and I think his species got extinct in like 2000, in like the early 200, like 20 something BCE. So did the mammoths. There was actually this attempt to revive. There was actually this attempt to revive the mammoth, a woolly mammoth, back in like years ago. Unfortunately, the mammoths passed away. And Jane is asking, how come a lot trying to stop recording the Cosmo? That's a really good question. It is because when MGM bought the Cosmopolitan, they made it really hard for people to be able to film there. So, for example, there was like just like one channel, I'm forgetting who it was, who's like in the middle of filming the live stream, and all of a sudden security comes and tells them to stop filming immediately. It was not a prank or a setup, but it was like some higher ups from MGM, we believe from MGM, who like were cracking down on like letting people record at the MGM properties. So that's why people have stopped recording at the Cosmo, is because you now have to get a bunch of permission, and you used to just be able to walk in and start recording freely. Now they require that you get permission, and I think that you get verified, because it's not an MGM property, and MGM does not like people recording at their properties, which is like beyond sad. Because the Cosmo was like the go-to spot in Vegas. Now the new go-to spot in Vegas is Resorts World. So everybody's like going to Resorts World to record. That's if I ever want to record stuff in Vegas, I'll be going to the Resorts World for that reason. There was a sixth, and also this theory, it turned out not to be very true, but there was this one theory that was going on for the longest time, that D Lucky was the one behind the making Cosmo, behind the fact that the Cosmo didn't let record him, because everybody thought that D Lucky was giving everybody a bad name. But in reality, it was just MGM's new policies rather than D Lucky. So that was like one of the big theories that was going around about why you can film at the Cosmo. I will also be making a video, an upcoming video that I'm still working on, like refining the script. My upcoming video is about people who sell fake online courses as a promise to make you rich and to make you wealthy. There's one course that's selling for $99. That's like selling for like $97. That promises to show you how to win at slot machines. So I'm currently making a video about that, and I'm thinking about doing another D Lucky satire video where like it's gonna be about somebody from Hawaii, and it'll be like more like on the sadder side. It would be about somebody who develops a gambling addiction after winning big on D Lucky experience. They would develop a gambling addiction. So this next satire video will not be so much funny, but rather be a story about like what could happen if you like are gambling for the first time and you win huge. It will be inspired by the movie called Going for Broke. That movie is about a person who moved from Florida to Reno to start like help in the nonprofit. Unfortunately, because she won really huge, she ended up developing a gambling addiction with video poker, which really ruined her life. So that would be my upcoming video. And is anybody going to Keno Nation by chance? All right, let's see what cartoon characters we can draw. Let's keep drawing some Rugrats. Anybody else have any drawing requests? And for the Cosmopolitan, it's just very sad and there's like this, and Tona Inji thought he had his birthday. He was going to have his birthday at the Cosmopolitan, but I think it ended up getting cancelled, so he ended up having to move it to Resorts World. I'm not sure what happened there, but it was definitely what happened. But there's definitely something going on at the Cosmo, which makes me really sad, because the Cosmo has like a bunch of like old school games like Ruby Slippers and Airplane, the original Airplane game. So it's gonna be, and like the Cosmo's like the only place in Las Vegas I know that you can play the game the game Ruby Slippers. There's so many great Ruby Slippers videos, and it's just like, and when people who used to work at the Cosmo said, promise people that they'll keep Ruby Slippers down for as long as they can. Unfortunately, that person retired, and now I'm not sure what's going to happen with that Ruby Slippers game. I have my fingers crossed that Ruby Slippers is still going to be there. I still have my fingers crossed that Ruby Slippers is going to be there for like at least a few more years. Right. Dexter. Viva Las Vegas. No, let's draw the Las Vegas skyline. In Vegas, one of my favorite casinos now is actually the Palms, because it is how beautiful the interior is. Toned Up the Palms. Yeah, Toned Up the Palms used to like not be considered a really good spot to go, but after a few renovations and after a few companies bought it, the Palms really did improve and now has a pretty good reputation. I also hope to get to do, when I get back to Vegas, I also hope to be able to do the Crash or Crash Las Vegas experience. It was something that I really wanted to do the last time I was in Vegas. However, I think we got rained out, or like it was just too windy to drive around, so we had to cancel it. I'm definitely hoping to try some loon sauce next time I'm in town, which would be absolutely amazing. I also really do miss. I also really do miss playing. I also really do miss playing a bunch of playing slot. Just be going to the casino and looking at slot machines. That's something I really do miss these days. Hey Panjo, it's so good to see you. How are you doing? Right now we're just drawing the Las Vegas strip. If you have any drawing requests, let me know. How are things going for you? The Stratosphere. I've never. Hey Tina, nice to see you. What's up and how are you doing? How has things been going for you? And of all things, I don't think I've ever been in the Stratosphere Casino. That's the one property I've not been into, but I've been got driven past it a few times. What's interesting about the Stratosphere is that, and what I find interesting about the Stratosphere is that it's the Seattle Tower. Oh, good to hear, Tina. And the fact that you can actually jump from the top of it. I think somebody a while ago tried doing a live stream of them bungee jumping from it. Unfortunately, they got permission from Make Management, but when the night team came in, the entire thing fell through, which was so sad to watch. It was like, yeah, I just remember that live stream, and it just like made me want to cry. Down where was it? Right? Oh no, I just lost what I was going to be doing. Oh yeah, I was drawing Treasure Island. Treasure Island. And I still can't. And I can't believe that they don't have. I can't believe that they do not have the Treasure Island volcano show anymore. The pirate ship show. And what makes me really sad is the fact that the volcano is most likely going to be getting replaced with a ginormous guitar. I'm like really hoping that. I'm really hoping that the Hard Rock at least keeps the volcano as a memory. Now what I find really crazy is pretty soon, and the skyline is going to completely change, and there's going to be this one giant guitar. So I gotta hashtag this team volcano. Gotta keep that volcano. Gotta find a way to keep that volcano around some way or another. Volcano. And you know what's interesting about Las Vegas is the fact that the entire skyline that in your lifetime you can watch a skyscraper be built and then knocked down within your lifetime. That's one of the few places that you can watch that happen, because in most cities they keep their buildings around, especially if they have historical significance. I'm just pretty shocked that at one point there's consideration to demolish the Luxor, and I just couldn't believe that. And I was gonna be really shocked just to see the Luxor get demolished. Awesome. You notice that you know the giant casino right next to the resort, across the street from Resort World, with the giant letters FB for Fountain Bloom. Now the letters remind me of the acronym for Facebook, but Fountain Blue is due to open within next year. And what's interesting about that is that casino initially started construction back in 2008, back in the early 2000s, before the recession came. It was going to, and they were in direct competition with the Hilton, now Resorts World. So initially, Resorts World was going to be an Asian themed casino. It was going to be extremely themed. But however, they pulled away from all this theming when people found that theming didn't really work, wasn't really resonating with people anymore, which I actually find really sad, because I just love seeing things that are themed and all spruced up. Now, to be honest, Resorts World, when you go inside, it's a nice casino, but it does look like an airplane hangar, and at any moment you could be boarding a choo-choo train to somewhere in Europe. So it does actually remind me of a European train hangar. Chugga chugga choo choo, chugga chugga choo choo, all aboard! And also, and during the recession, hey, good night, Celia, right? I hope you're having a good night too. And during the recession, and now people are wondering what's going to happen to Circus Circus, because Circus Circus is a smash between two high-end luxury hotels. Circus Circus has been around since the 60s, and it's gonna be extremely sad to see when the day comes that Circus Circus is no longer exists, because it has like so many childhood memories for so many people. It was like in the era of Vegas, in the era of Vegas, where you could go up to a parking lot, park your car, and go straight into the casino without having that castle around it in the parking garage. This building I'm drawing from New York, is often mistaken as the Empire State Building. In reality, this building right here, with the point right here, is actually the Chrysler Tower. Often commonly mistaken as the Empire State Tower, and the Chrysler Tower was built to show the in the post Art Nouvelle era, to show the power of industry, and to show us how linear and how much control industry had. Yes, definitely during the recession, Celia. Yep, I can see that happening. Low wall structure, and that's exactly what my next Dark Side Tower video is gonna be about. It's gonna be about somebody who gets addicted to gambling, and somebody who does the luck experience but is successful, instead of somebody who loses all the money. Then, because of that dopamine rush, I'm gonna make a story about somebody who does get addicted to gambling. I know that I've been receiving a lot of comments saying, "Get out of that D-Lucky thing. That's none of your business." However, I will not be backing off until people. I will not be backing off about the D-Lucky experience until these will get shut down. Until there's enough videos on YouTube where it really spreads awareness about how much the entire experience has impacted the entire slot community, and has really helped the entire, and it has a lot of potential to damage the reputation of the YouTube slot community, which I honestly find this really sickening to my stomach, and it makes me really, really fired up. So that's the start of somebody going on in casinos, saying "Hey, you pay me for this experience, I'll give you a higher chance of winning." I think, and there's been talks about a few casinos actually shutting down recording because of that, which actually really infuriates me, because there's been years after years and after years of people working the bottoms and the tails off just to get permission to record and to go live in a casino. And now after one person brings a bad name to the community, all that hard work might be wiped away, because of what usually happens. One bad name, it ruins everything for everybody. And that gets me pretty furious. If I have to be really honest, that's what gets me really mad. That's why I'll keep bringing up the subject, bringing it up and discussing it. Even I know it may get a little repetitive at times, but I'll just keep discussing, and I'll just keep going with this subject. I'm not quite yet due to work schedule, but I do want to contact PayPal. That is high on my priority list. Alright, so here's the Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Our next stop is Atlantic City. Alright, here we go, Atlantic City. And the reason why scams flow, and another reason why scams are flourishing right now, is because of the economy. When the economy goes bad, it leaves a lot of desperation, and people are scrambling the hardest just to try to make enough money to put food on their table to feed their families. That's why during 2020 does something called multi-level marketing, where's these businesses that we in quotation marks, these businesses that recruit people and buying products and and recruiting other people. These are technically in the United States called legal pyramid schemes. So during the pandemic when everything shut down, MLMs flourished. People were out of work, out of employment, and they were looking for any opportunity they could get. So that's why the level of enrollment for MLMs absolutely skyrocketed during 2020, and that's why these companies grew exponentially. People who join MLMs must buy a certain amount of product to stay in business, and they must try to recruit a certain amount of people if they want to rank up. The more you rank up and the more product you buy, there's this fake promise, there's this false promise, except for a few people, that your paycheck will increase each month. So that is why during the times of recession, these scams flourish. That's why we're seeing the D-Lucky experience so successful. I know that this is a lot of arguments. People are saying to me, well, D-Lucky was just being very clever by just doing marketing and just by hooking people into the experience. So that is a very clever marketing tactic. However, that argument does not account for the desperation behind people. I know that not everybody's desperate, and that there's people who are willing to knowingly pay for that entertainment, which I totally understand, and I totally support people. I totally support those who decide those who decide to just have some fun and just enjoy themselves. But what really gets me going is when it comes to people when it comes to certain people. I'm not judging anybody, but when it comes to certain people, they who are in a really time of need, and they will be willing, and they are that is why they're very vulnerable to these types of scams. Alright, so here we go, Atlantic City. Atlantic City is a place that I really want to go to. Also, if anybody wants to, you're all welcome to join the panel. I put a link in the description below. It's been a while. I would love to chat to some of y'all. Right. Alright, so here's the Atlantic City boardwalk. Oh yeah, the Atlantic City boardwalk is not complete without NJ Slot Guy. Those time draw NJ Slot Guy. Got to love some cherries. And NJ Slot Guy is definitely somebody who I really want to meet. NJ Slot Guy is definitely somebody who I really want to meet when I go to Atlantic City at some point. I was supposed to go for David Wong's holiday party, but I wasn't sure if I was being psychiatric care. I was originally supposed to go into a psychiatric care center during December. However, when I mentioned the word autism, they said, sorry, we can't take you. We don't specialize in autistic people," which actually really did it come rub me the really wrong way. So here's Marky G feeding NJ a cherry. Marky G, here you go. got to love some cherries. And you know what? And you know, instead of like martinis, NJ just has a giant martini glass filled with cherries. Here you go, NJ Sock Guy, Atlantic City. I know this is add some color to the cherries. Alright, let's see what else. Let's see what else we can draw. No, let's just draw some double diamonds and some sevens. Oh wait, I do want to show you some pages. If you don't mind, I'll be showing you some pages in my upcoming book. It's still in really draft. It's like still in the draft section, but if you're curious, here's my upcoming book. It is about my upcoming book. It's about a college. It's about a college like roommate, about a college student in a really bad roommate situation, and this book is about how the college roommate manages to eventually escape, and like how it's like to escape, and it's about how it's like to escape a bad situation as a disabled individual. When especially when your story is not being believed. So here's some pages of the book. And I also taught that's gonna be so much fun to be able to bake all the delicious holiday cookies. Come on, double diamonds for days. Show us the power of your bonus. Alright, let's see what other slot machine characters we can draw tonight. Top dollar make. Alright, let's draw top down make. Here we go. I do want to interview Top Dollar Mike on Slot Speak someday, and I really want to restart my show Slot Speak in the New Year's. I know it's been on like a long hiatus, but I'll be asking if anybody wants to be a Slot Speak guest. Hopefully I can find some guests in the New Year, because I'd like to get back to doing these interviews since it was so much fun to do, and I just really miss Slot Speak. It was one of my favorite talk shows to do. And I can't believe I just can't believe how long it's been. No, let's draw David wrong. Here we go. I just can't believe how long it's been. I'd really love to get if anybody wants to be on a Slot Speak guest, please let me know, because I would love to have you on the show. You don't have to have a channel. Yeah, you don't have to have a channel at all. And I remember starting Slot Speak back in 2000. I remember starting Slot Speak back in all the way back in 2000. I started Slot Speak. My very first Slot Speak was back in 2021. I can't believe it's already been 2 years. Oh, thank you, Jane. I can't believe it's already been 2 years since last week started. I definitely want to make it a weekly thing where I interview guests every week on like either a Sunday or a Wednesday. David Wong. And I definitely would love to come, and I definitely hope to go to David Wong's Atlantic City High Limit party next year because I ended up missing that party because I was thinking I would end up in the psych ward again. I would have been so bummed if I had a plane ticket, if I had everything ready to go, and then end up in like psychiatric care. As you may know, I do deal with bipolar depression. It means that it does mean that my mood's like it does mean that it makes things pretty weird at times. Like it makes me like really manic and happy. Then all of a sudden I can just be crushed and depressed. It's like something that does take like a lot of like it's something that also makes people very uncomfortable and makes people not want to hang out with me whenever I mention it. I also receive a lot of really weird looks too. But I do learn that I would rather be open and truthful about my story rather than hiding. Yeah, rather than hiding behind like a fake profile. Oopsie, messed up on that five times pay, the more the merrier. One of my favorite slot machine is the IGT S2000 slot machine. This double diamond slot machine. And I saw my double diamond slot machine from graduation, which was so sweet. Also, this is predecessor to the IGT S2000, which is an IGT S plus cabinet. The IGT S2000 has smoother chrome, like like where you hit the spin button, the chrome is way smoother. The IGT S2000 has a sharper edge to it, and it does not have the Panda ear speakers, which I'm about to draw. So this is what makes cabinet an S2000. It has Panda ear speakers. It has a VDF display like this. It looks like a hot dog, and it has softer chrome, smoother edges. So that's how you can tell the difference between an IGT S2000 and an IGT S Plus. Dusty, where are ya? Double diamonds for days. Dusty, where's the double diamond? I really do miss playing my double diamond slot machine. It's unfortunately in storage in like a lot of tiny little pots. But I would love to have but at some point when I get my own place, I would love to have my double diamond slot machine back. And I'm also waiting to get new speakers for my WMS Blue Board. I do have a WMS Blue Board, and unfortunately, the speakers are not working, so I have to get myself some new slot machine speakers. I was like supposed to get some speakers, but I'm not sure what happened. Jane says, Simon, I don't think about the past nor future, but I only think about the present when I'm depressed. It helps me. Thank you so much for that advice. Whenever I feel depressed again, I'll be thinking about the present, and I know I'm gonna draw one of the characters for my upcoming book. I'm not sure what her name's gonna be exactly, but this is what she looks like. This is what the roommate looks like. Alright, so this is what the roommate looks like. If anybody else, before I go tonight, if anybody wants to come up on the stream, let me know. Hey Olga, nice to see you. What's up and how are you doing? Just doing good. I'm just drawing one of my characters for my upcoming book about what it's like to leave an abusive roommate if you're a disabled individual. We also just drew, in case you just came here, NJ Slot and his NJ Slot guy and his cherries, a double diamond slot machine, David Wong, and Top Dollar Mike. Here's the Las Vegas guy with line 2. How's things going for you, Olga? Slot machines. Wheels of Dublin, an infamous slot machine made by WMS. That slot machine can be really hard to win on. As well as just how similar an Angel's cabinet and the Blue Bolt slot machine can look. Unfortunately, there's not very many Blue Bolt slot machines at the Las Vegas airport anymore, which is really sad. And at the Tropicana Las Vegas Hotel. At the Tropicana Las Vegas Hotel, they only have 2 goldfish slot machines. Oh, thank you, Olga. Do you have any requests for tonight? I'm trying to find a fun slot machine character to draw. But when you look up slot machines, you just see a bunch of like IGT S2003 real slot machines with no characters. I love you. I just love looking at slot machines. No, it's just draw the dude from Golden Century. I just love how awesome slot machines are. And just how beautiful the designs really are. Slot machines are awesome. Slot machines are slot machine. Slot machine and Linguini. So amazing and awesome. Golden Century. He actually looks like he's wearing he looks like he's wearing a graduation cap. I realized it's just like the angle. Maybe just the angle in that photo. August is not weird. Just love watching what you're drawing. Oh, thank you so much. No, let's just keep drawing some Dragon Link characters. I do ways I can get into some rambles. Some rambles, and I can start rambling about the subject. Once I get started on the subject, I just like ramble about it nonstop. Happy and prosperous, also known as cold and unhappy and cold, because of just how hard it is to win on this slot machine. Ha 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 ha. Now let's just keep drawing some more Dragon Link characters. You know, getting the grand jackpot is something I really want to do. It is one of my dreams. Is to get a grand. It is one of my dreams to get the grand jackpot on Dragon Link. It's something I've always wanted to do. Yet it's so elusive. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get a grand, but it's something that's like in my dream, in my bucket list. Olga says, "How's the weather up there right now?" Honestly, it's freezing. Hey, Gary, the gambler, what's up? How are you doing? We're just drawing some Dragon Link characters. So the weather is like a lot of wind chill. It's very nippy. I walked to him from work 2 miles each way, so I did build up a tolerance to the freezing weather. So I'll be walking to work 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Gotta get ready for that. So what I'm thinking about doing going forward is like whenever I walk to work, I'm thinking about I might just do like a live stream, especially if it's dark outside, if it's late at night, because I just feel safer with just being on live stream, and I what I might just do if I ever walking or going or doing if I'm doing like ever walking late or getting off very late at night. The J Will Fuzzy Dragon. J Will Fuzzy bringing us good luck. Hey Gary, how are things going for you? I can't wait to see all your parodies, and I'm coming up with like another pretty dark, D-Lucky satire video as we speak. It'll be about somebody who actually wins an experience, but then ends up getting addicted to gambling. It'll be inspired by the movie Going for Broke, which is a story about this woman who gets addicted to video poker and loses everything. That's right, Olga. I'll be watching my surroundings. I definitely gotta be very vigilant to make sure that nothing happens. It's kind of like playing Pokemon Go. When you open up the app reminds you to always watch your surroundings. Hey, Merry Christmas, 5-star slot. So good to see you. What's up and how you doing? We're just drawing Genghis Khan from Dragon Link. I do wonder whose photos when they were making Dragon Link characters. I just wonder whose photos they were referencing and who the original people were. And I also wonder what Genghis Khan actually looked like in real life. Because most statues in Greek, during that time period of history, the artist actually idealized the facial features of like what the artist did was they idealized the facial features of the character of like the royalty. So yeah, so there's like some people who said that Napoleon or that else not Napoleon but like Emperor Eros, he looked extremely different from his statue. Also in royalty, there's this practice called interbreeding, where royal family members interbreed each other. Like where there's a lot of interbreeding. Rosa is asking what pens are these? These are the Matt Fine's graphic pens. So there's definitely a lot of interbreeding in royal families, and one of the royal families ended up came to a head with like the king. I forgot his actual name, but the king something of Spain. He was the result of 23 generations of interbreeding and of like intermarriage. I believe that's the right term. Correct me if I'm messing up my terminology. I'm not sure what the proper terms are. And that's the result of like the intermarriage in the family. The king, he could barely speak, and the king, he had even had trouble walking and eating, which was like beyond sad. He passed away at 23 years old. So here's Genghis Khan, Dragon Link. Let's get the grand. Show us the power of your grand. And you know what's crazy? Is this is a bunch of knockoff Dragon Link machines. Dragon Link is actually a really popular game to knock off, and there's actually cabinets that look like this. That they're actually what they do is they get a bunch of is they get the game ROM, and then they put the game ROM inside of a fake slot machine cabinet, and that's why you can get a bunch of really strange looking Dragon Link games. I really hope Aristocrat releases more Dragon Link slot machines. I can't believe that they released Dragon Link when I was 17 years old. And I really wish I was old enough when they released to originally play the game. That would still blows me away. Is I was 17 years old and they released Dragon Link. They released Double Diamond in not Aristocrat, but International Game and Technologies released Double Diamond when I was 1989. That was the first time that Double Diamond came out on the market. And Dragon Link, I believe, is now considered considered a classic, just like Double Diamond. That's why I hope to get myself a Dragon Link cabinet so that I can go next to my Double Diamond Classic. Here's all the moon. Give me that major. Show us the power of your major. No, let's just give the major right now. Alright, here it is. Major jackpot, max up major. $1,000. But who wants it? Woo! Here it is. $1,000 major. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for being in this kind of crazy show. I know we kind of went off the rails a little bit, but we had an absolute blast. I can't wait to come back to you with some more live art. And stay tuned for Christmas morning or Christmas Eve live stream. I'll be live streaming Christmas Eve, and I'll also be doing not Christmas Eve, but I may most likely be doing some live stream during Christmas Day. And I hope you get my slot machine speakers working again, so I can go back to playing that old school WMS game. I have a bunch of WMS games. I have Pegasus, I have Jackpot Party, Super Jackpot Party, Village People Party, Wild Wilderness, All That Glitters, Roman Egypt, D Martin's Wild Party, Crystal Forest, Ruby Slippers, just to name a few. I hope to see you all around. Thank you so much for being here, and have a great night. Bye-bye.